So now in this video we will start working on the credential of the user, okay, for the login page. So first of all, in here we will remove that container and we will have a padding right in here, okay. The first property will be padding, okay. As in sec, we will go with all and we will set this to 50 okay. Right after, in here child, and right in the child you will have a column widget, okay. Now in here we will have a children, right in the children you will have a center widget, okay. Now there will be child, and right in the child you will have a circle avatar, okay, because we want to show the logo of this ape in a circle, okay. So we will simply now set the background image in it, okay. There we go, as you guys can see, and the asset image. Now right in there we will write the name of our logo, okay, for this app. So if you guys come here, write in the images, open that, and in here we will use that logo1.png, okay, right in here. So set the path like it's right inside the images, and then logo1.png, okay. So in here we will say images, okay, like that, and then slash, and then logo1. Look out for the name, it must be same, okay, and .png. This fine in here, okay. Now we will set the background color, okay. We will set this to colors dot, we will go with the orange one and give the shade to 800, okay. This fine here. Now we will set the radius for it, okay. So simply write in here in the circle avatar radius, okay. We will go with the 100. This fine in here. Now we will also set the cross axis alignment right in this column, okay. We will set this to start, okay. It will be right down below this for the sharing and logging, okay. It will be right in here below this text. So now we will run the app and see the output, but first we will go to the login screen, okay. Right in here, as you guys can see in here, we will call upon the credential in here, okay. All good, okay. Let's go back to the info.dart right in here. Now let's run the app and see. As you guys can see the logo, okay. It's look really beautiful. And here we set the image, as you guys can see the background image in here, and also we set the background color orange with the shade at 100, okay. As you guys can see in here in a circle avatar, okay. We give the radius 100, so that's fine. And if you guys want to change the radius, you can simply change it, okay. Let's set it to 120, so it's more bigger than before, but I think 100 is fine right in here, okay. So now we will create a input field, okay, below this image. So first let's go and create that input field, okay. Now right in the lib we will create a new directory and we will name this as a widgets, okay. Now right in the widget we will create a new dart file by the name input field, okay. That's fine here, as you guys can see. So right in here we will have a stateless widget, okay. We will name this as a input field, okay. We will remove this const key we don't need this. Okay, and now let's import the library material.dart. There we go. So now first we will create some variables that we will need right in the input field. So first of all, let's create a string type. Okay, it will be for a hint text. Okay, hint text is fine here, and right after let's create another one, and this will be the icon data. Okay, just for the icon, and the final one will be a bool type. It will be just for the obscure text. Okay, it must be in a secure form whenever the user input their password. Okay, it's gonna be in a dot form. So let's write in here obscure, as you guys can see, text. So now let's create a constructor for this. Okay, so in here we will say input field. Okay, now right in there, so let's go, and in here we will say this dot, we will go with the first hint text. Okay, and then we will write a required with it, as you guys can see, add required keyword. Okay, it's fine in here. Right after required, and this dot, we will go with the icon, and right after required, this time it will be a obscure text. So we are done with the constructor. Okay, now we will have a text editing controller. Okay, whenever we input the email or the password. So for this we will have a control right in here. We will say text editing control. There we go, text editing control. That's fine in here. Okay, now let's create a constructor for this right in here. Okay, in here we will say required, and then this dot text editing control. Okay, all good. Now let's jump right in the widget build. Okay, so in here we are gonna need the text field container. So whenever we write the email and the password, so there will be a container, beautiful container with the design around of it. Okay, so now we have to go and create another dot file for the text field container, in which we will have a beautiful UI for the text field container. Okay, so first, now we will simply go again to the widgets, and we will create another dot file. This time it will be, as I told you before, for the text field container. Okay, so let's name this as text field container. Okay, it's fine in here. Now in here we will have a stateless widget. Okay, it's fine. Text, we will name this as a text field container. Okay, now we will remove that, we don't need this. Let's click on this stateless widget and create the library material.dart, as you guys can see. Okay, so right in here, first let's create the widget, and here you will say final widget just for a child. Okay, it's fine in here. Now we will create a constructor for this, so we will say text field container, and in there we will say required this dot child, as you guys can see in here. Okay, so all fine in here. Now right in the widget build, let's hop it in the container. Okay, so now we will set the decoration for this. Okay, right in this container, but first we will set the width for it. Okay, double dot infinity. Okay, this one all fine in here. Let's set the margin and we will go with the edge and sag in here with the symmetric one. It's fine. Vertical will be 15 point. Okay, so this all the designing that we are about to make for the text field container. Okay, so whenever we run the app, you guys will see that text field container, okay, with a beautiful design. So let's first complete the code. Okay, so now let's set the decoration, box decoration. Okay, now we will set the gradient color right in there. Okay, linear gradient, okay, right in there. We will start this again with the alignment. We will go with the center left. We will start it for the center left, the color, okay, and we will end this with the alignment dot center right. Okay, that's fine in here. Now we will set the colors. Okay, the colors will be, let's set it first, colors. We will go with the red accent. Okay, and right after we'll go with the colors, and this time it will be just right. Okay, we create this box decoration and that linear gradient. It's a combination of a two color. It's a beautiful mixture of a red accent and red. Okay, it's just for the text field container. Okay, not for the whole UI. Whenever we run the app, you guys will see the output. Okay, so now right after this we will have a border radius. Okay, after this, okay, in here, so we will say border radius, and we will set the border radius but circular. It would be kind of circular in shape. Okay, and we will give it to 12. Okay, and right after let's set the box shadow to make it more beautiful. Okay, so there will be kind of shadow around it. Okay, so box shadow. Now right in there I will take some properties. The first will be offset, and we will set this offset to -2, -2. Okay, and put comma first, and right after another will be spread radius. We will set this to 1. Okay, and we will have a blur radius 4, and right after let's set the color for this box shadow, and it will be kind of red. Okay, colors dot red. This fine. Now simply we will have another box shadow, so we will simply copy that from here, copy this from here to here, and right in here paste it. So this time we will make this a little bit change. Okay, to make it a beautiful, and 1 4, and this time we will go with the red accent. Okay, so as you guys can see in here, so it will be a beautiful combo. Now right after, so this whole class text field container, we will use this as a child. Okay, so all the work are done. The last thing we will do, let's set this child. Okay, that we created. So right in here we will say child. Okay, all good. Now we will remove these yellow lines. Okay, just to add this const modifier in here, also in here. So all good. Now as you guys can see, all the yellow lines are gone. So text field container is done. Now we can use that, so simply close that from here. Okay, now in here in the input field dot, okay, that we created before in the widget, okay, as you guys can see in here. So now in here we will use that text field container, okay, right in here. So right in the widget build we will remove that container in here, and we will say text field container, okay, as you guys can see in here. Now it will take some properties, so first one will be char text field in there. We will set the cursor color, okay. First we will set this to colors dot white, and right after this we will set the obscure text, okay, and it will be obscure text, so it will be in a private mode, okay, whenever we enter the password. So right after controller it will be a text editing controller, okay, and right after let's set the decoration, okay. So here we will say input decoration, there we go, okay. Now right in there we will set the hint text, okay, hint text will be the hint text, and right after in here we will set the helper style, okay. So in there it will be basically the text style for it, okay. So now right in there set the color, and the colors dot you will go with a white. That's fine. In here right after let's set the font size, okay, 18.0, all good. Now for the comma first, and right after in here we will set the prefix icon, okay, icon, we will go with the icon, and colors will be colors dot white, and size will be, you will set it to 20, or later on we will change it according to the design, okay. So right after let's set the border, okay, input we will go with the input border, this one dot none, okay, all good. Let's set this yellow line, remove it, all good, as you guys can see. So all the working for the input field are done, okay. Now we will simply close this input field, okay, close it, and now in here write in the credential, okay, info dot credential, and here now we're gonna use it, okay, just to show in a here a beautiful input field, okay, for the email and password. So you guys gonna notice that, but first we have to write the code for it, okay. So it's gonna be right down below this image. So first we will create some height between them, so it's gonna be in a more proper shape. So first let's set a size box, okay, size box, we will give the height to 15.0, as you guys can see in here. Now in there input field that we created before, input field, there we go. It's going to take some properties, so now we will remove that for now. We will edit step by step, okay. It's going to be a little confusing now, so we will remove that for the input field, okay. So now let's first put a comma in here, and then write in the input field. First we will set the hint text, okay. and we will create the first one for the email. So in here we will say enter email. Okay, so the hint will be enter email, and right down in here we will set the icon now. Okay, icons, we will go with the email underscore, we will go with the rounded one. Okay, this one, or you can choose the another one. Okay, so right after the icon you will set the obscure text. You will set this to false because the email will not be in a private mode. Okay, it's not gonna be in a dotted form, so for that reason we will set this to false. Okay, and then the text editing controller, you can add that. And for email we didn't create the controller. First we will go up and right in here let's create the controllers. Okay, the first one will be for the email, as we write the code for the email. Okay, and then we will create for the password control. Okay, so let's go and do that. The first one will be text editing controller. There we go. For email, text controller. Okay, equal it to text editing controller. Okay, and in there will be that text, and it will be empty string, as you guys can see in here. Okay, and right after let's copy paste this. We will edit this to the password. Okay, let's set in here pass, so it will be for the password. Okay, and also have to save or upload this email and password to the Firebase. Okay, so for that what we are gonna do in here, we will create an instance to the Firebase. Okay, so we will simply save this to the Firebase. So Firebase auth in here, authentication. Okay, and in here Firebase auth dot instance. Okay, all good in here. And the last thing, we're gonna add final to this. Okay, because this yellow line will be removed. So let's go and click in here, make final, as you guys can see in here. Okay, now also in here, all good. Now in here let's add the const modifier. All good. Now to the size box, all fine. And in here to the edge insects. Okay, now it's fine. So now in the text editing controller we will use the email controller. Okay, as you guys can see in here. Okay, so we are done with the email. Let's save this and see the output. Control S. As you guys can see, the beautiful input field for the email. Okay, and there is a hint text, as you guys can see, and there is an icon. Okay, and let me show you. Whenever we type something like anything like share 123, as you guys can see, it's not in the obscure. Okay, because we set this obscure text to false, so it will not be in a dotted form. Okay, so now let's go back and we will create for the password. Okay, first we will set the size box to create some height between them. Okay, so it's gonna look more good, and we will simply copy that input field for time saving. Okay, and right after this size box we will paste it, and now we will edit this to the password. Okay, so we will say enter password, and in here we will change the icon to the lock one. Okay, because it will be for the password. That's fine. Now we will set the obscure text to true because the password will be in a private mode. Okay, it's gonna be in a dotted form, so Let's do that. And we will set this controller to the pass. Okay, all good. As you guys can see now let's set the program, Control S, and see the output. As you guys can see in here, password, okay, with the icon, and there is a hint text, enter password in a beautiful input field. Let's check the obscure if it's in a dotted form or not. As you guys can see, it's in a parrot mode in dotted form. Okay, so it's worked totally fine. Now, so this video is getting a little lengthy, so we will end this right here, and right in the next video we will work further on this login. Okay,